close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game. Sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Welcome back to another show of Inside the Game right here on KSAN. I'm your host, Keon Russell, and I have a ton to get you caught up on here in the first round of the playoffs. We start with a very familiar team who has set a very high standard for their football program over the years. The Wallhawks, they continue to reset the standard of excellence every single season. Even when you think things may be trending downward after a loss, they fight back and show you how to respond when adversity smacks you dead in the face. Wall finished the regular season 8-2 overall and 5-0 in District 2 3A play. One of their losses came in Week 6 to the Mason Punchers 14-7. Since then, Wall has played inspired football and dominated their opponents left and right. They look to do some of that very same thing here tonight at home versus Tornillo. I caught up with head coach Houston Guy before tonight's matchup, and here's what he had to say.
I think we want to score and score quickly with Tornillo. We want to, kind of work on what we do. We want to work on our option game. We want to work on our perimeter blocking. We want to get the ball out in space to our athletes. Defensively, we want to put pressure on them. We want to put pressure on them to block our front line. We want to put pressure on them to, get the quarterback, get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. And I think we're going to. I think we'll have a lot of success with that. These guys, to have a home game for a playoff, that's exciting. We've never had a home game for the first round of the playoffs, so that's exciting. They'll get to play in front of a home crowd.
Showtime. Wall hosting Tornillo in the bi-district round down at Wysoon Field. Hawks leading for 6, nothing so far. Gunnar Diller with the keep. He's to end to add their lead and make it 13-0 in the first quarter. Coyotes offense still trailing. Hawks defense adding pressure, and it will be thrown into the hands of Nathan Pepper. He cuts past defenders, finds an outside, and is in for 6. A pick 6 to continue Wall's dominance. Now Coyotes pushed all the way down, but looking for some momentum, and defense will show up again. This time it's Ethan Quinney. He has no one in front of him. He goes in untouched for another pick 6. Wall leading 33-0 in the second quarter. How about adding more points on the board? Thomas Lianos gets the handoff, and he will turn on his jets, and he will pass every defender until he's finally tackled into the end zone. Hawks dominate tonight in this one, 66-0, to now advance to the area round for the second consecutive year. The TLCA San Angelo Eagles are back in the postseason for the second year in a row after their 5-5 year. Tonight, looking to win their first playoff game in quite some time. The TLCA San Angelo Eagles hosted the Crane Golden Cranes in this one here tonight. A tough matchup for the Eagles in the first round, and they would go on to lose 56-0. Great season for TLCA comes to an end after a hard-fought game. Next, we have the Brady Bulldogs taking on the Alpine Bucks. Brady finished the season 3-7, but did enough in district, going 2-3. Tonight, they would get out to a slow start and too much to overcome in this one as they will fall 29-23. The Sonora Broncos suffered their only loss of the season last week to the Forsan Buffaloes 24-22. This week, they will look to turn the page as they face Anson in the bi-district round. The Sonora Broncos weren't able to end the season how they had hoped to by achieving another undefeated season, but the focus now quickly shifts for a win-or-go-home game. The Sonora Broncos team with a ton of experience on both sides of the ball has seen it all. Last season, after reaching the regional semifinals, this team knows exactly what it will take to finish out on top. We caught up with head coach Blake Weston before tonight's game to talk more about their upcoming opponent. Let's take a look.
Stopping the run, they're big. They're very good. They got a good running back. They're good up front. And then turnovers. It's always the turnover battle. If we can win the turnover battle, it's going to be good. I know they come in as a 4 seed, but that's probably one of the best districts in the state of Texas. We got to see that last year, so I think that was good. We got to face Olney in round 1, who was a really good team, and so they know that just because they're a 4 seed does not mean that, they played, when you got Holly, Stanford, and Cisco in the district, it's a grind for them too. So we got to come ready to play.
The Broncos taking on the Anson Tigers in this one, which was a Thursday night matchup. First quarter, Broncos strike first. Jaime Butron rolls to his right, is able to finally find an open man, and there's Cam Aguerrero. Gets one, not 1, but 2 feet in, and that's a touchdown. 8-0 Sonora. Still 8-0 Sonora Broncos on defense, and there's Bronco, Mr. Do-It-All, Edgar DeLuna, there for the sack, keeping the Broncos in front 8-7. Early in the second quarter is the Broncos defense back at it again. Tyler Wilburn scrambles to his right, has a lot of time, decides to throw it, and in steps Dylan Ford with the pick. What a grab. And he's on the move, sees some space, goes to the outside and brings it deep into Tiger territory. He made a great play on defense, and now he gets to finish what he started. Dylan Ford plows his way into the end zone for another Sonora Broncos touchdown. Sonora wins this one and advances with the 29-27 victory over the Anson Tigers. Thursday night marked the start of the playoffs for high school football right here in the Concho Valley, and the Mason Punchers took on the Thrall Tigers at Mustang Stadium. Shelby was able to catch up with the team before that huge playoff matchup. Let's take a look what she had to say.
Heading into the postseason, our KSAN game of the week. They're 10-0 on the season, 4-0 in district play. The outright District 14 2A champs, the Mason Punchers, heading into their by-district matchup against Thrall.
It means a lot. 13 in a row isn't easy, and it's just very grateful for the opportunity and proud of the boys for executing it.
We kind of have a tradition of excellence, and it's nice to continue that.
Even with an undefeated record, the Punchers are just now breaking into the DCTF rankings this week at number 9, but that hasn't stopped them from continuing to pick up victories week in and week out.
We've all kind of wondered or questioned why we weren't up there, but it doesn't really matter now. We're there and everybody knows, so.
This team has done a great job just building off of each week all the way up to 10-0, and it's projecting us into the playoffs coming up now.
Their opponent, the Thrall Tigers, in a dogfight of a district as well, coming in as the 4 seed, but this Mason team knows that this will be no easy task come Thursday night.
Their quarterback is he is a crackerjack. He is a good athlete. He's quick. He's elusive. He's shifty. He makes the passes that he needs to. And so, we're going to have to bottle him up and keep him limited. Our offense, we're just going to have to do what we do. Grind out, be physical up front, wear them out over 4 quarters. And hopefully in the end, the Punchers are in the lead.
All right, the Mason Punchers have had quite the season, going 11-0 overall in the year, achieving their first undefeated season since the 2018 year, in which they won their 2nd state championship in program history. Thursday, they took on the Thrall Tigers, like they just said, down at Mustang Stadium, and the Punchers would win in advance, defeating Thrall 28-7 to move to the area round. All right, stay with us. We'll be back with more Inside the Game right here after this break.
Try Rosa's Steak Fajita and Egg Breakfast Plate today.
By definition, steel is an alloy with qualities of hardness and strength, combined with iron and other metals to yield a unique product. Similarly, WW-AFCO Steel's commitment to quality and industry-leading experience meld a blend of excellence and stability unmatched in the industry. WW-AFCO Steel is one of the largest fabricators of steel bridges, structural and industrial projects in North America. We're looking for welders and fitters for our San Angelo and Abilene locations. If you'd like to come and grow with our company, please send your resume to kbartz@wwafcosteel.com. This Veterans Day, Trend Furniture is having a giveaway for all veterans and active duty. All you need to do if you're a veteran or active duty is to come down to Trend Furniture and register to win one of 4 recliners given away during the month of November. All winners must have a valid military ID. So come in and register for your chance to win. Thank you, veterans and active duty of the Concho Valley.
Okay, guys, name a mistake you see homeowners make.
Oh! They leave the thermostat up high during the day, thinking it cuts down their electric bill.
That is a mistake. It just makes the unit work harder and your home uncomfortable for the hours it will take to catch up, and most likely will make your utility bills higher.
Keeping a clean filter and properly maintaining your unit will do more for your electric bill than anything else, like with our unlimited air, worry-free maintenance plan.
It's all about the service.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game. The Ozona Lions finished their season 6-4 overall and ended on a 4-game winning streak. Tonight, taking on a non-district opponent in the by-district round of the playoffs. The Ozona Lions in for a big one versus the Cisco Lobos down at Wolf Stadium. Read pass option here to begin the game for Hudson Fowler finds Michael Daniels on the slant to convert 3rd down and move the chains for a Lions 1st down. On the very next play, Christian Villarreal says, "Hand me the ball and watch me work." Runs through a few arm tackles before he finds daylight to the sideline, and he is gone. Sprinting into the end zone for the game's first score, Ozona leads 7-0. This time it's Cisco getting on the board in this next play. Pitch out wide to Gus Hart. He reads his blockers and evens this one up at 7 in the first quarter of play. Cisco lining up to run the ball in space, and the Lobos mishandled the read, and there's Jacob Garajo for the scoop and to set Ozona Lions up with great field position. Ozona goes on to fall in this one 21-14. The Junction Eagles finished the regular season 6-4 overall, but had dropped their last 2 before this Thursday night matchup. The two took on Weimer at Matador Stadium. Their season would come to an end as they would fall 55-0. Next up, we have a huge showdown between two teams who have history here in the bi-district round, Miles versus Sterling City. The Miles Bulldogs enter the postseason at 7-3 overall, going up against Sterling City, searching for revenge after their Week 2 loss to the Eagles in the regular season. The Bulldogs were fired up before this one. Let's hear what they had to say.
You know, have somebody that's beating you 2 times in a row, and you know, I think that's our motivation, and I think our motivation too, though, is continue to play well. We've been playing well the last couple of weeks, and you know, we want to keep doing that. Play our game, eliminate our mistakes. You know, we didn't play a great game, you know, earlier this year when we played them, and we think, you know, we clean that part of it up. That's going to give us, you know, a little bit of an advantage there.
Sterling City, on the other hand, winners of the last 2 meetings of these 2 teams have played, getting in the thriller of the win in the bi-district round of the playoffs last season over Miles, 43-42. Sterling City ready for a good game and ready to compete at a very high level.
Last 2 weeks haven't been our best showing of the year, but, you know, we had a week or 2 weeks to really prepare and get rid of some of that and fix those things. So I think it's been really good, but I just want to compete, play hard, and then we'll see what happens.
All right, it's Miles versus Sterling City. These 2 teams are back at it again in the postseason for the 2nd year in a row. First quarter, in the first drive of the game, Havenbrook hands off to Tevin Miade, and he cuts to the outside, and look at him turn on the jet. He will run past the Eagles defender, and it is into the end zone to start the game off. Second quarter now, Bulldogs driving again, 4th and goal, and he can do it all, folks. There's Book into the end zone for another touchdown. Book on the run again with the help of his blockers, and he will be in for another Bulldog touchdown. Miles showing off their dominance early in this one. A minute left before half. The rain is starting to pick up. Book looking up for his man. He launches this one downfield and into the hands of Cooper Ellison to extend their lead 28-0. Miles goes on to win this one, getting their revenge over Sterling City with the 48-0 shutout. Another Thursday night matchup here in this one for El Dorado versus Albany Lions. The Eagles season would come to a close after this one, falling to Albany 60-0. All right, stay with us. We'll be back with more Inside the Game right here after this break.
On Season 6 of Fansville by Dr. Pepper, things are heating up.
Mom, Dad, I have a girlfriend, and she likes college football.
The stars have arrived.
I've made my choice. This season, I will be drinking Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream.
And everyone wants a taste of fame.
Welcome back to Chuck's Take, because every fan needs a podcast.
To get a thick color, I use 2 coats of maroon. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
I love your nails.
Thank you.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or step up to GMC with $4,500 purchase cash on select 2023 Sierra models. We are professional grade GMC.
As the daughter of a Marine, I can never say thank you enough to our veterans and their families. This Veterans Day, purchase any bedroom set and you'll receive a free top-notch mattress. Sleep free and sleep well. But that's not all. With every purchase, you'll also get a free restaurant gift card. Enjoy dinner for 2 at some of the best restaurants in town. Home Zone, where veterans sleep free and eat free this Veterans Day.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game on KSAN. The Arion County Hornets are back in the postseason after last year's historic run. Tonight, they took on the May Tigers down at Robert Lee High School. Winner go home here in the bi-district round, May versus Arion County. First drive of the game for the Hornets, Iron Davis pitches it out to Wyatt Morris. He's behind the first tackle, beating out the second to put the Hornets on the board first. Morris running the offense in the first half. Another pitch out to him right here on this play. He finds the pocket, and there he goes. A wide open lane for Mr. Wyatt Morris. He will go in to hit his head on the goalpost as he scores another touchdown. Hornets up 14-6. Line up at the end zone. You won't even see how sneaky Parker Posey is on this play. But, well, there he is in for another Arion County touchdown on the trick play. Hornets in motion again. The Davis and Morris connection going all first half. Morris gets it, and he'll have all day. The Tigers reaching him too little, too late. Another end zone lineup. The Arion County Hornets. Wyatt Morris will do it again. In for the touchdown, completely outrunning the Hornet offense. in the first half. Arion County goes on to lose this one in disappointing fashion, 92-70. All right, our very own Shelby was down there at Griffith Stadium to catch this one in live action. Shelby, how can you sum this one up that we just saw?
Yeah, a disappointing outcome for sure tonight. The Hornets came into this one ready to score out the gate, even scoring in that first drive like we saw in those highlights. They jumped up to a 14-6 lead with another touchdown there in their second possession of the game. But after that, it would be a back-and-forth battle the rest of the night. Maybe it was the rain, the football even maybe being slippery, or even just the cold, but fumbles were a really big issue and really just a night of missed opportunities for the Hornets. They dealt with fumbles, not as many turnovers as last week, which is always a plus, missed extra points, and really we've seen that with the score in this one, both teams were basically non-existent on defense, which really honestly kept the Hornets in this one. Despite the outcome, I gotta give it to Hornets number 7, Wyatt Morris, 5 touchdowns just in the first half and more in the second. I honestly just lost count. A huge night for the senior, closing out his high school football career. Ultimately, the Hornets falling in this one, but a great season and back-to-back District 13 1A champs. Reporting from Griffith Stadium at Robert Lee High School, I'm Shelby Rhodes, KSAN Sports. I'll go ahead and send things back to you in this studio, Keon.
This live shot is sponsored by AFCO Steel.
The Robert Lee Steers football team punched their ticket to the postseason as early as week 10 of the regular season. After a week of rest, the Steers were back to work here Thursday night. The Robert Lee Steers taking on the Jonesboro Eagles in this one. Both teams with 7 wins coming into this one, but only team can win and advance. And after Thursday night, it was the Jonesboro Eagles who got the win over Robert Lee 54-0. Then we have the Broughton Longhorns. They had a tough regular season schedule, but picked up wins where they needed the most. The Broughton Longhorns facing District 14 1A opponent, the Rising Star Wildcats. Broughton gets the victory tonight in this one as they defeat Rising Star 36-20. And the Paint Rock Indians taking on the Lorraine Bulldogs here tonight. Lorraine first in District 13 1A and Paint Rock second in District 14 1A, meeting on the gridiron. All Lorraine in this one as they win 46-0. All right, we'll be back with more Inside the Game right here after this break.
It's time for Concho Educators Federal Credit Union's Holiday Special. Receive $200 cash back when you finance or refinance your auto loan with us. This offer is now available to all residents in Tom Green County. We offer some of the lowest auto loan rates in San Angelo, Texas. Apply online or visit any of our locations. We offer same-day decisions, so apply now. Concho Educators Federal Credit Union. Discover a better way of banking. Member of NCUA.
I am a remarkable woman.
Remarkable stories from across the country.
I want to inspire women.
We recognized extraordinary efforts, celebrated incredible accomplishments.
There is one finalist from each region, and those compete for the title of Remarkable Women.
See who will take home this year's title and be honored in Hollywood.
Please go to ConchoValleyHomepage.com/remarkablewomen and nominate a tireless changemaker in your community. KSAN is proud to celebrate all the remarkable women in our lives.
Welcome back here to Inside the Game on KSAN. What a great first week of the 2023 playoffs here in the Concho Valley. With the bi-district round now complete, let's look ahead to the area round of the postseason and see what teams will be moving on to the next round. The Wall Hawks will be heading back to the area round for the second season in a row, taking on Childress. Wall coming off their shutout victory over Tornillo tonight. Then we have Sonora taking on Farwell next week. Mason will then face Ganado in the area round as well, looking to keep their undefeated season alive. And then the Miles Bulldogs. Coming off their impressive victory over Sterling City, they will also take on Collinsville Pirates. All these games in times and locations still to be determined. All right, well, that's all for Inside the Game right here on KSAN. Thank you for joining us, and tune in next week to our final Inside the Game of the high school football season. You all have a great night.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.